It's so crazy to me how it managed to get this far that you need an executive order being like, men are men and women are women.
I know.
What? Clown world. It is truly just 6 years of me on this show screaming women. Women! 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 It's the word. Use it. Also, America was sick of birthing person, chest feeder, uterus haver. Women are like, fuck you. Lesbians are being erased. They can't even have like a dating app that is just for women, or a bar where they can go that's just for women.
Her penis, you f***ing bigot.
You went too far.
Yeah. And there's going to be a backlash, and these transgender advocates and activists have basically ruined it for actual legitimate transgender people who are a tiny percentage of the population.
And generally just want to go about their day and live their life.
Right.
And they were.
Right.
I mean, you used to need, and I believe in the extended version of this document, they do, outline things like intersex and how those things are treated. These very small outlier situations that everybody loves to use in any of these arguments when they're trying to argue for why men should be allowed in women's prisons. And I think even to be, there was some leniency even leading up to this, where if you had a vaginoplasty, you could be considered a woman. I'm not sure where that stands in this new document, but I think I believe some of this stuff is still pretty open to, they're not trying to like erase trans people.
Right. They're just trying to put a stop to the gender ideology that has crept into all of our institutions.
I wish there was an executive order to take pronouns out of the bio.
I'm Cody. Pronouns em, er, zer, zem, zer.
I like that they're there because then I know what to expect.
I know what I'm dealing with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good warning system for those of us who are normies. Guys, this is a normie position. Again, I speak to you Democrats who have learned absolutely nothing. This is a normie position. If you can come back to being somewhat normal and not completely insane, which I have my doubts about, I think you stand a chance at winning some elections, perhaps, given how maybe you can grab some people back depending on how this one rolls. But if you can't, you lost. You're lost for a long time, and you're lost in the wilderness. But I do think if they do pivot back to being normal, there's a real chance they can snatch some people back into the mainstream.
Yep.
You lost this is mainstream. You lost the mainstream. How did you lose it's crazy I don't think anyone has really recognized how crazy it is that the left completely dominated mainstream culture for as long as I've been alive, and now they've completely lost it in like the span of a decade.
Right. Well, in the span of a couple years.
Yeah, but it's been, we're talking about wave after wave after wave of people being red pilled.
Yeah.
You had the first wave around Trump. They were the early adopters. You had the second wave around Kavanaugh, where a lot of people were like, wait, what? This guy is was a gay. What are you talking about? You had a big wave around Me Too. You've had wave after wave around the gender ideology stuff. You had another wave during COVID and the lockdowns and the riots and then you had more waves during the Biden administration. You had another wave when you lied about Joe Biden not having dementia. You had a big red wave during that. And then it's been like, I feel like it's just kind of wave after wave of people they've lost. And I guess I shouldn't be surprised that they haven't learned anything, because they didn't learn anything from the multitude of waves. How many people have written books of how the left lost me? Or some version of that. I could write a version of that book.
Yeah.
There's millions of people have told you, voted with their feet, voted now with their actual vote, have written books, and still they're like, nope, I don't know. Maybe they won't learn.